During the Second World War, Third Reich troops pillaged the greatest museums of Europe. While some of the treasures have been returned to their rightful owners, others have not yet been uncovered, leading to wild rumors. It has been said that gold and paintings by the great masters are scattered throughout the Austrian mountainside. There's even a rumor that traces of the gold stolen by the Nazis have been found in the Canadian Rockies. Impossible, you say?
In January 1953, a Canadian Forces B25 Mitchell bomber flew over Pitt Lake in the Rockies. Captain Jack McIntosh, a World War II veteran, and his co-pilot were heading to Sea Island Airport, just outside of Vancouver. But when the plane hit a stormy patch, it became difficult to control. McIntosh could tell that the freezing rain was affecting the movement of the wing flaps, causing the plane to lose altitude. The storm had reduced visibility to the point where they could no longer fly using visual flight rules. Everything that the crew tried to regain altitude was in vain. The B-25 was headed directly for Mount Spindle and crashed into the peak at 300 kilometers an hour, killing all of the crew aboard. The Nazis were infamous for pillaging during the Second World War. As a result, many of Europe's priceless treasures ended up in strongholds located throughout Germany. Nothing was spared, from paintings by the great masters to precious artifacts, including the famous spear used by the Roman centurion Longinus to pierce the side of Jesus Christ. Objects made of gold were melted down and transformed into bullion. When the war ended, art experts took on the task of tracking down the treasures stolen by the Nazis so that they could be returned to their rightful owners. According to legend, Canadian soldiers were rewarded for their efforts by discovering crates filled with gold bullion.
The gold was recovered from the basement of an old church in Germany by the Canadian military at the end of World War II. The Nazis had to send various caches of gold everywhere to keep it out of Allied hands. And the particular cache that ended up in the B-25 bomber was recovered from the basement of an old church, Roman Catholic church.
Hundreds of bricks were cast and marked with the Nazi eagle. The Third Reich weren't the only ones who were greedy. Rather than tell their superiors about their newfound wealth, the men decided to smuggle the gold out of the country. They did this so skillfully that their loot was literally forgotten. It wasn't until several years after the war ended